Hey everyone, I'm Paul Pomerleau, and this is my 2014 Victory Cross Country Tour. If you remember a while back, I made a video showing you how to make an emergency clutch cable repair kit. If you haven't seen it, I'll leave a link in the description box below. Since then, some people have asked me, they said, Paul, could you do a video showing us how you would replace that cable if you were stuck on the side of the road? So today that's what we're going to do. I will show you the tools that I carry, the equipment that I carry, and how I would fix the cable. Now the way I figure it, there's only three places that the cable would break. Either at the cable stop at the clutch lever, or the cable stop at the motor, or the cable in between somewhere would break. Now if the cable broke in between, you have no choice but to replace it with your emergency one. But more than likely, the cable stop will let go. So today, I'm going to sacrifice my clutch cable on this bike by cutting it, getting rid of the cable stop down at the motor. I don't like to do it, but I'm going to do it for you. So let me prep the bike and we'll get started on this. So I moved my bike over a bit, well, because this is the side we're going to be working on. And now I'm going to take my cutters and I'm going to cut off the cable stop. Sorry, big guy, but as my father used to tell me before taking a switch to me, he'd say, son, this is going to hurt me more than you. So here's the original cable stop. It was supposed to land gently in my hand, but instead it flew onto the floor. And when making a video and cutting things off, there are no do-overs. So this is no good. Now, we're simulating being stuck on the side of the road with a broken clutch cable. That means the only thing I have to work with is whatever I'm carrying on my bike or on my person. I have a small little tool pouch here, and I've got my emergency clutch cable that I made with a little Ziploc bag full of cable stops and nuts and bolts and set screws and such. The first thing to do is not panic. We have to assess the situation. We have discovered that there's no cable stop at the end of the cable on my motor. But it doesn't necessarily mean we have to change the whole cable out for that. The best place for the cable to break is down there by the motor. You've got lots of room to work with, and you've got a nice long pigtail. So we have to look at the cable and see if it's frayed or not. There's 7 strands of cable wrapped around another 7 strands. So you've got many strands of cable. If this cable has been working and breaking over time, chances are it's frayed, and you're going to have a very hard time trying to feed it into a new cable stop. But if it's a good clean break, then it's very easy. Take up the slack on your cable adjustment, put on a new cable stop, tighten it down with whatever nuts and bolts and set screws you want, and you're back in business. But let's suppose your cable is frayed or it's too short that you can't use a cable stop. You still have options. What I have here is a 1/8 inch cable clamp, and you can use it to make a loop in the cable. And with that loop, you can now attach anything like a carabiner, a key ring, or even a tie wrap. Anything you can get your hands on to get home again. All right, I know what you're all thinking. Paul, where am I going to get a carabiner? Where am I going to get a key ring? Well, here are my keys to my motorcycle, and here is a key ring. As I told you before, you got to use whatever you're carrying with you. This will get you home. And while you're watching this video, go out and put some stuff in your bike. It's better to be safe than sorry. All right, let's suppose the cable stop up at the lever broke. Some people would say, no problem, Paul. I would pull out the cable from the bottom, feed it in the top in order to use the original cable stop at the lever, and then I would simply put my cable stop down at the bottom. Yeah, that would work if the cable was not frayed. And why would you pull out an old cable to reuse it again? If you're going to do that, why not use the new cable? You asked me what I would do. If I was stuck on the side of the road and I had to pull out that cable, I would not use it again. I would use the new cable. Now here are the tools that I carry on my bike. These are the ones that I'm going to use in order to change the clutch cable on the side of the road. I have my emergency clutch cable that I made. I've got my cable stop with 2 Allen keys used to tighten down the set screws. I have a 1/4 inch ratchet with an extension and a 10mm socket in order to disassemble the lever. And I've got a small little crescent wrench here that I use to tighten and loosen the jam nut on the cable adjuster down below. You can also carry extra stuff if you want. Here is the cable clamp, complete with an 8mm socket in order to tighten it, and a carabiner or whatever else you want to carry with you. But this here is the minimum required in order to repair your clutch cable on the road. All right, we're stuck on the side of the road. We've got a broken clutch cable, and we've decided to change it out ourselves. First thing to do, disconnect the throttle lever by loosening the 10mm nut. We will remove the bolt, pull out the cable, removing the entire thing from the sleeve, and we will take our new cable that we made and we will feed it back in and reassemble the lever. And just like before, I would take my cable stop and I would tighten it down. If you have any extra sticking out, if you have a cutter, you can cut it. If not, just simply fold it up and tuck it in behind. It doesn't have to look pretty, it just needs to get you home. And that answers the question on how I would replace or repair a broken clutch cable while stranded on the side of the road. I hope it helps a few of you out. Thank you very much for watching another one of my videos. Ride safe, have fun, and I'll see you next time.